It was a tough case, but I understand it all. The criminal is that guy! Hi. Where's your dealer? He's at 420 Drug Street. See, it's that simple. I don't know why you had such a hard time with that. Detective Guy, the chief wants you on the 420 Drug Street case. We will explain the plan at HQ. And confession recorded. Come on in, guys. It was Detective Guy! We should have known!
Suspect Guy, formerly employed detective of the place where all these animations take place police force. Suspect has been accused of the murder of Mademoiselle Bonjour from the I Hate French video.
Someone's framing me for the murder of Mademoiselle Bonjour, and I need your help finding who did it. So, unnamed detective partner from the first movie, it was you all along, huh?
It would seem that another one of my pawns has been caught. This isn't over yet, Detective Guy.
Man, sure is good to have been let off from the interrogation about the drugs. Be able to live my life to the fullest without the threat of death or anything of the sort. Yeah, it sure is great. My name is Detective Guy That in a Jacket, but my friends call me Detective Guy. So do my enemies, I guess. I just can't go by Detective Guy. Or Guy. That kinda works too. Guy, I read it in the paper. What do you have for me? The 3 murdered were all criminals you've had interactions with. Anything immediately cross your mind? Yeah, when can I get a break from this town? The first 2 were both involved in the 420 Drug Street case from 6 months ago, but I don't see an immediate connection between them and my old partner. Was he involved in any drug dealing that you know of? None. He didn't even drink. Sober his whole life. Yeah, I've got nothing. Give me a rundown. How did it all happen? Well, it started with your old partner being taken to prison, but then being sent to oblivion by a bomb planted under the bridge. Then, the drug lord was shot from one of the guard towers they have around the prison. Guards found the detonator and the rifle that the murderer used in the tower this morning. After the murderer got those 2, he snuck out and stabbed the last guy in his home. I see. A man was seen buying the exact weapons from a store just a couple of days ago. That's probably him. Did they find any fingerprints on the guns? Sorry? Did the investigators find any fingerprints on the murder weapons? No, why would we do that? Are you telling me that you haven't checked for fingerprints to identify who the murderer might be? Detective Guy, everyone wears gloves nowadays. It'd just be a waste of time. Are you kidding me? Listen, Chief, chances are they'll think the same way that we would and be careless and not wear them. Check for fingerprints anyways. Okay, alright. I'll let them know. I really can't see a significant connection between them. Are you sure that he wasn't involved with them? We would have been sure 6 months ago when we busted them for it. I see. Well, I may be the world's greatest detective, but even this is too much for me alone to handle. Chief, get Dr. Kingfish and Inspector Yugliv down here right this instant.
Dr. King?
Inspector Yug, how are you?
Well, got nothing going on back home, so this is a good reason to get out of the house.
Yug, King, it's good to see you.
The feeling is mutual.
2 previous drug dealers and my old detective partner were murdered last night by stabbing, sniping, and a bridge explosion. They're getting fingerprints right now, so the case should be over soon.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is I can't think of any reason why they would be murdered by the same person. What's the significance of the 3? What relation do they have?
Well, what else do you have for us? Maybe we can narrow down some possibilities.
The murder weapons were bought from his store a couple of days ago.
What store was it?
The chess store for people who want to be criminals. Why didn't you tell me that? You didn't ask. I asked for all the information, dude. What else did you leave out? Well, the total of the 3 weapons was $100.82. It's a pretty cheap store. Is that all? Yep. Wait. No. He paid in cash, so we don't have any info out of the buyer past that. Jesus, guy. Sir, we have fingerprints. Good. Put them through one of the identifier machine thingies. The what's? You gotta be kidding. We got rid of all of them after we realized that no one leaves fingerprints anymore. I will hurt you.
Okay, you two, calm down. Let's focus on the task at hand. What did you say the store was again? The chess store for people who want to be criminals?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, does anyone know anything about that?
Wait, the night that I arrested my old partner, I got a video message.
It would seem that another one of my pawns has been caught. This isn't over yet, Detective Guy. Who the heck is Y? And what does this have to do with what King said?
In the transmission, this Y guy said that there was another one of his pawns that had been caught, right? And this murderer bought from a store that randomly had chess in the name, right? There are pawns in chess. This all makes sense!
Wait, so does that mean that the 2 drug people and your partner were pawns of this Y?
Wait, let's think about this reasonably. I mean, it could be a complete coincidence. We don't know that the 2 are connected. Hey, for all we know, Y could be a pawn himself. I mean, we really don't know anything. We also don't know that the person who bought the weapons is the same person as the murderer. I mean, come on, this is too broad of a theory.
Maybe so, but it's the best thing that we have to go off of right now.
So, what's the next step?
No, I tell you what, we should go see if the cashier remembers what the person who bought the weapons looked like. We could totally go ask him.
That would take too much time. Let's see who all has taken out approximately $100.82 from any banks in the surrounding area. The city's too remote for a hired killer to go from another city, right? The store's here too.
Good idea, Dr. King. After we've narrowed it down as such, we can check the police database and match up a fingerprint. It would be a lot easier if someone still had the fingerprint identifiers.
Alright then, let's go inside and catch us a Y.
Here we have all the people who have pulled out that amount of money recently. We know this guy's been careless with the fingerprints, so he probably is with his money choices as well. If we put these names into the police database, and boom.
So this is our man.
Yeah, this is why.
Wait, but look at his name. It has no Y's in it. Why would he do that? It kind of seems like he has a bit of an ego.
Why are you stuttering? Also, I know this guy. I busted him for criminal activity 6 months ago, just before the 420 Drug Street case. He didn't seem like that big of an ego type.
It doesn't matter. Why or not, this is our murderer. The fingerprints match perfectly. So where does he live? Let's head straight there.
Detective Guy, Dr. King, Inspector Yug, Orson Pot, you are under arrest for the murder of 3 criminals and for under suspicion of being Y, a villain involved in multiple crimes. Alright, you got me. Got him, boys? Thank you so much for your help. The case may be closed, but why don't you both stay in town for a couple more days? We can go have a bit of fun in the carnival.
Yeah, I'd love to, but I have a lot of work to get back to in my town, so...
Yeah, he's my ride. Sorry, guy. But I'll be sure to visit once I have my own helicopter.
Alright, no worries. I'll come by tomorrow and see you two off. Thank you so much again.
Dr. King, is it time to go already? Seems a bit early.
Inspector Yug, you are under arrest under suspicion of being the villain that we've been tracking. Why?
Oh, are they leaving already? Well, I better go see them off.
Dr. King, I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. Are you feeling alright?
Yug, have you heard of the why theory?
The what?
The theory why is that people are self-motivated, will take leadership roles and enjoy the challenge of work. Sounds like a great alias, doesn't it?
I still do not understand your point.
Allow me to present some evidence from this case. Y sets up a drug cartel, which, after many years, is shut down by Detective Guy, correct? Y sends someone to ruin him, then, before he can kill himself, he's caught. Or so we think. You see, if Y is using Y as an alias, then he would not openly admit to being Y. He would be using Y to lead us in another direction, which is Theory Y. But I believe that, in truth, it's all an act, and that you are in fact Y, and trying to lead us in another path to another conclusion.
And what evidence do you have for that, Mr. King?
It's doctor to you. And as for my evidence, I don't have much, but I find it to be more reasonable than Mr. Pot being Y. See, I've been suspicious of you from the very start. All the clues or suggestions you've given have been leading us in the wrong direction. While I could brush it off as you being ignorant, you're the third greatest detective in the world. Not even the worst would screw up this badly. You've solved every case you've had in the past 5 years in just a couple of days. Which brings me to my next point. After doing a bit of research, I learned that the drug business that was busted by Guy had been going on for 5 years. The drug business that we just learned was run by Wise Pawns. The business began at the same time crime in your city almost ceased, to the day as well. Also, when we confronted Mr. Pot and accused him, he turned to you and I noticed you nodding before he admitted to being Y. In fact, he even explicitly paused and smirked when he saw you enter the room. Another point is that when I first saw you earlier today, you had told me you have nothing going on, and that it was good to get out of the city. However, suddenly you have a lot of important paperwork to rush back to. Certainly not to order another pawn to take out Guy, right? Anyways, all of this leads to my conclusion, Inspector Young. You are Y, the villain that emerged 5.5 years ago, and that we've been tracking down all day.
Well, Dr. King, you truly are remarkable. Perhaps even better than Guy will ever be. There is only one thing you slipped up on, however. Yes, I am Y. And yes, I did run a drug business and a villainous corporation for 5 years of my life.
I knew it! Arrest him, boys! Hey, I said arrest him. Do I need to add a please to it or something?
I'd like to offer you some food for thought, Dr. King. Did you seriously think that I would run out of money just by paying off a few pawns? You almost had me. Dr. King, you know what my full name is, right? Yug Live. Do you want to know why? Nowhere you know is safe anymore. Very soon, I will rule the world. It truly is a shame you won't be able to be here to see it.
King!
Yug, live.
Detective Guy, what are you doing here?
Don't you remember? I said I was gonna see you off.
Right. How could I forget?
Hello, Chief. Guy. How long until the copter gets here?
Oh, just a few more minutes.
That's just enough time then.
What for?
Inspector, where is King? He leaves with you, right?
He does, but I'm not sure where he went off to.
Very strange, because the tracker app we're all on tells me he's right here with you. I'll call him and see where he is. Inspector Young, why do you have Dr. King's phone? You know, it's very strange. I was just with King.
Is that so?
Yes, he was dying. He had been shot by bullets only manufactured in this city for police weapons. May I see your spare magazines, gentlemen? I don't see why that's necessary. Chief, would you care to explain why your spare magazine is missing a bullet? It is police regulation to come with a full loaded magazine and a full spare. I must have forgotten to fully pack it up. I don't do much field work, as you know. Yes, I do know. Which is why I know you're lying. It would have been much more believable if you had said that the manufacturers didn't fully fill it. Because we don't load our own magazines, Chief. Inspector Yug? Would you like to know what Dr. King's last words were? They were your full name, while he pointed at a mirror. Evil guy. Isn't that clever?
Why, yes, I suppose that is quite clever.
I would like to share my theory with you before being very clearly taken out in a 4v1. Inspector Yug, you are why. You began an evil corporation 5 years ago, forcing everyone in your city into fear and having the only crime be fake scenarios to keep your pride.
How dare you?
You began this corporation to gain money and become extremely rich. However, when I busted part of it 6 months ago, you realized that I was a threat. You tried to get me framed for murder, and when that didn't work, you realized you had too many uncontrolled pawns running around and you needed to do something about it. So, you hired another pawn to kill them, and then take them below for you. Your whole journey has been disaster after disaster. But what next, Jug? What comes after you kill me?
Wow, Guy, you really are great. Your theory was almost perfect. I mean, wow, well done. Now, if you will excuse me, my flight will be arriving soon. The rest of you, see the good detective off.
I suppose you were leaving out information on purpose, huh? Listen, Chief, our friendship means more than any amount of money ever will, right? I mean, think of all the times that we've hung out and had a great time. Like the time we went bowling and well, I think that's probably the only time we've hung out. But Chief, you know what's right. And you know more than anyone that money can't change that. You're right, Guy. I'm sorry, I don't know what got into me. Men, we're shooting at the wrong guy. Mow him to the ground. Inspector Yuk Liv, you are under arrest for the murder of 3 of the city's finest police officers, and for the suspicion of being Y, a criminal mastermind involved in multiple crimes and murders.
You know, Guy, I don't believe you actually have any intention of bringing me in.
I don't believe you have any intention of coming with me, even if I did. How's that even possible?
Guy, I'm evil. Stuff just works when you're evil.
Ha! Yeah. 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 It's not me you're fighting anymore, Yug. It's Dr. Kingfish!
Then he shall die a second.
Ah! Ah!
Well done, Detective Guy. You managed to best me. However, though you may think you have won, you have already lost.
Sure looks like it's me about to deliver the final blow to you and not the other way around.
Huh. Do you remember when I told you your theory was almost perfect? Almost. See, there was further reason for the criminal organization than what you know. And just like that, I've won.
What is this?
Greetings, Mr. President. My name is Y. You may know me, you may not. It really doesn't matter. I'm here today to offer you a business proposition. You see, Detective Guy, I've been building weapons for over 5 years. Space lasers. Functional for whatever you see fit. War, peace, progress to the future. I hear it can also mow your lawn, whatever you see fit. You see, Guy, all humans have these primal instincts we bury as we grow older. Society refuses to accept that people are innately evil, chaotic messes, but you see, Guy, when humans are given the opportunity for war, for conquest, for bloodshed, history has shown that we will take that opportunity and run with it. Such as this. Countries conquer each other all the time, right? The only catch is, there is no catch. I am literally giving you free space lasers. This may sound a little suspicious, but, I just wish for the progression of the world without becoming famous or well-known or super rich, and I'm just such a nice guy like that, so, The catch is that they aren't the only ones receiving this transmission. Currently, all of the world's largest governments are receiving the same message simultaneously. You see, Guy, when weapons of mass destruction are given to the people in power, naturally, they'll want to use it on people they disagree with. And when they use it, the ones affected will retaliate. This is my plan, Detective Guy. Once all sides have annihilated each other, and everyone is down, I, Yug Live, will rise above all and rule the world as I see fit. And sadly, Guy, you can't do a single thing about it. Allow me to give you a demonstration of the power of these lasers. This is a small, remote, unpopulated city. On the lowest setting, this is what these babies can do.
Wait, no! Yug!
Think about it this way, Guy. Had you never gotten involved, you wouldn't be the last living person from that city.
Permission to kill, sir?
Leave him. He's hardly even a threat anymore.